Hello, good night, everyone. It is Friday. Happy Friday, December 5th, 2025. I haven't even checked. I think it's like 7 p.m. here in Chicago. We had our company Christmas party today. We had a good time. We don't have to go to work unless we choose not to go to the party, which a lot of people don't like that policy, but I really don't mind because the party's only from 11 to 2. So I went to the Christmas party. The food was really good this year, and the dessert was good. And let me see what else. I'm gonna give my boxing predictions. I'll save the gossip for later in case people aren't interested in the gossip, only my boxing predictions. You don't have to stick around for the gossip. But my gossip is going to be about Tamar Braxton. That's kind of big right now. And there's no real Claressa Papoose gossip. There's a little bit, but the biggest gossip I have is about Tamar Braxton. So we'll get to that after my prediction. So I heard about Bud and, what he said about the sanctioning bodies. And most people, at least the guys at my job who also watch boxing, they agree with Bud. I do think Bud was playing a little politics, but he used a great example. He used somebody who deserved to be used. You know what I mean? If you're going to do it, it is always best to use somebody who had it coming. You know what I mean? So even though Bud was kind of playing politics or whatever, I think I'm using the right term. He's siding with, Turkey for obvious reasons. But if the person who has to take the fall deserves it, then I don't mind. I mean, I'm not about to sit up here and say, Bud, you're wrong for that. We're talking about Mauricio Suleiman, So if Bud's going to do it, I'm glad he did it to the WBC. But with that being said, the fights. Well, first of all, let me say, I am so excited about Tio versus Shakur. Of course, I got my boy Shakur, and I'm hoping to go to that fight. I always wanted to go to a fight in Brooklyn. I haven't been to a Barclays Center fight. So I would love that. And that's going to be a good fight. And I got Shakur. And I'm hoping Tio doesn't, punk out. Because, he's a whole bitch. He's the type that will back out. So I got to be careful of that. Now the fights. As much as I like Cool Boy Steph, I'm a huge Cool Boy Steph fan. The way he's been, I don't know what transpired between him and O'Shaquie Foster. I have no idea. But just the way Cool Boy has been kind of acting, it makes me kind of want Foster to win. And I like both of them. So that's a win-win for me. I like both fighters. But I just like the way O'Shaquie Foster has been carrying himself more. And, I don't really like Cool Boy with that tough guy kind of persona he's been putting on. But I'm a big fan of his, too. I don't know who wins. But put it this way. As much as I'm a big Cool Boy fan, if O'Shaquie Foster wins, I'll be just as happy. Especially since we all witnessed how badly Foster got robbed. I don't think it was his last fight. Was it his last fight or was it the fight before that? Against the Brazilian dude? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank with the Brazilian's name. I want to say Conceição, but I don't think that's his last name. Was it Conceição? Whatever. But, yeah. So that fight made the best man win. Lara. Okay, so Alim Kanuli couldn't take the fight because he popped dirty, so he can't fight. He was taking PED. Shame on him. And then Lara's replacement, he seems like a dog, right? He's very confident. He has 33 KOs. I still have to go and check. Who exactly are you knocking out, though? Who are you knocking out, though? Are you knocking out top tier boxers? I gotta check. But I think it's going to be a good fight. That guy has me intrigued with his confidence, So I'm of course Team Lara. I always loved Erislandy Lara. And what kind of haircut did Lara have going on? It was kind of confusing, wasn't it? But anyway, go Lara. So we covered those two. I think I'm missing one, but let's get to the main event. Pitbull Cruz versus Lamont Roach. Pitbull Cruz cannot beat Lamont Roach on any day. So I'm thinking the only reason Pitbull is taking this fight is because he thinks it's getting him closer to another Tank fight. He wants that Tank money again. And it's actually kind of clever because as long as Pitbull can stay afloat, as long as he can keep up and kind of look good even if he loses, I think Lamont's going to totally outclass him. But if he can prevent that from happening and still kind of look good, Tank would absolutely give him the fight. You see how Coach Calvin with his fake ass, that's the fight everybody wants, Tank versus Pitbull. No, and damn well didn't nobody want to see that fight. So that's right up Coach Calvin's alley to have kind of an excuse to make another Pitbull fight. So I think that's what Pitbull is thinking. As long as he can stay afloat versus Lamont Roach, he'll get another Tank fight. We all know Tank ain't giving Lamont Roach a fight. So Pitbull's trying to get closer to the bag. And let's be real for a minute. That's not even typical of Pitbull Cruz to take on somebody like Lamont Roach. Pitbull is usually a duck. He's ducked some really good fighters. So now all of a sudden he wants Lamont Roach. Yeah, because Lamont Roach is in the mentions with Tank Davis. Pitbull wants to get as close to Tank as possible. That's my opinion. And so that concludes my boxing. I got Lamont Roach. I'm going for probably 51% O'Shaquie Foster over 49% Cool Boy Steph. That's who I want. But if I had to pick who I think would win, I might have Cool Boy with either a split decision or we know he ain't knocking nobody out. I think I might have Cool Boy with either a split decision win. I'll say Cool Boy might win by split decision. I think he will. A split decision win for Cool Boy Steph. But I would like maybe O'Shaquie Foster to win. But I think Cool Boy will probably take it. And then I have to leave in the comment section who I got with Lara versus this dude. Because I haven't checked the dude's box track yet. But I want Lara to win. And Lara is well and seasoned. His excellent defense. So even before I look at dude's record, I'm going to say Lara by unanimous decision. And then lastly, Mosley. That's who I couldn't remember. I don't know enough about him, so may the best man win. But let's get to the gossip. That was it for my boxing talk. Let's get to the gossip. Tamar Braxton has been outed. She was messing around with Mendices. Everybody and their mama knows that Mendices and Yandy are married. Even with the allegations that they might not really legally be married, none of that matters. Everybody knows that Yandy and Mendices are married. Tamar Braxton was creeping around with him. And she pissed off the wrong person. She pissed off Funky Dineva. If you don't know who Funky Dineva is, it's a gay man. And he came on the scene wearing wigs and his mustache and goatee and pink lipstick. So he looked ridiculous. But I think that was him selling his soul to get on the scene. That was him selling his soul to be a bigger name. That's what I think. So now he still has that totally gay energy. And he's not quite as extra, but he still has that total gay energy and stuff. It's just that he let go of the wig and the lipstick and all of that. But he could be just as messy still. He's also very smart, though. I gotta say, Funky Dineva is also very smart. But he and Tamar Braxton had a good friendship. Something went wrong, okay? And she keeps, without saying his name, throwing shade at him. And he's just tired of it. So he outed her. He was actually with them. And he outed that she was messing around with Mendices. And so now she's threatening to sue. And he's like, you can sue all the fuck you want. I know what I saw. I know why I ended up leaving. Because I was uncomfortable with you all on his lap. And you guys kissing and all of that. And so he was like, bitch, you think nobody has photos or videos? So she's kind of backed up into a corner and doesn't know what she's swinging at, because everybody believes Funky Dineva. Everybody. So now she's looking like a homewrecker. And I'm a big Yandy fan. I love Yandy. So I don't like the bitch no more either. The thing is, I do still love her as a singer. Tamar Braxton, here's the difference to me between Tamar and Toni Braxton. If you really want to compare voice to voice, you guys, Tamar Braxton's voice is just as beautiful as Toni's. But what gives Toni the edge, Toni has that ability to do her signature moaning and those sounds that Toni's able to do, like the murmurs and the moaning and all of that. That typical Toni sound. She has Toni Braxton has one of the most signature sounds, Tamar doesn't have that. Tamar pretty much just has a beautiful singing voice. Like her song Love and War, I still play that a lot. I love that song. So I still like Tamar as an artist. But she's been out here acting a damn fool for a long time. Like, she's just an annoying bitch, Now she's running around with people's husbands. I hope Yandy beats her ass. And the thing is, I know people say, no, you can't blame the woman, blame the man. He's the one married. And whatever. Yandy, beat her ass. Don't listen to that. Sometimes these women need a good ass whipping messing around with people's man, But anyway, so Funky Dineva outed her. But here's what's interesting. Tamar Braxton's sister Tawanda, they don't get along because Tawanda had outed Tamar for messing with one of Toni Braxton's men. And I was like, no. And I remember when that happened, that was before I knew anything about, her messing with Mendices. So when Tawanda accused Tamar of messing with Toni Braxton's man, I was like, she wouldn't do that, would she? Her own sister? And then I was thinking, well, I don't know if I can listen to Tawanda because she steals from her mama. And can you really listen to somebody who's stealing from their own mama? How are you in your 40s and 50s stealing from your mama? So that was all weird to me. But I know Tawanda feels kind of vindicated now because I guess Tamar can't keep herself away from other people's men, even if it's her own flesh and blood, which is weird as fuck to me, but whatever. So that's the latest on Tamar. But yeah, Yandy, if you see her, open up that can. I don't care if it's Mendice's fault and he's the one who owes you an explanation, whatever. Everybody knows that you are Mendice's wife. Whip her ass if you see her. And somebody else, and Funky Dineva had said to her, I don't know who the person was. He was like, that's why so-and-so almost beat your ass. So she's always messing with somebody's man. And then, I was going to say something else about that. Mendices, what is the fascination with him? I don't see this fine-ass nigga that everybody sees. He's an okay-looking dude. Like, you should see how people drool over him. Mendices is aight. I just don't see the extreme attraction for him. I don't. And I like Mendices. Don't get me wrong. I think he's cool. He's laid back. He's, just a cool New York dude. But I don't see all of that extreme. Oh, he is so fine. He is so fine. You'll be surprised how people just drool over Mendices. I don't see it. He's a nice looking guy, yeah. But the way people be acting, like, Anyway, that's that. Now, Claressa and Papoose. People have really found their career, found their niche talking about Papoose and Claressa. And they're still talking about how he don't want her. And it's clear that he's making it more, it's becoming more and more difficult for him to hide the fact that he don't want her. They're saying all kind of shit. And I saw one cameraman, a New York dude, I could tell by his accent, he was taking their photos and they were on the red carpet. And he was like, yeah, there you go, as he's snapping. And then he gonna be real messy and say, now do me a favor, kiss for me real quick, kiss for me. I was like, Negro, you knew exactly what you were doing. So they looked at each other very uncomfortably. Claressa looking at him like, I know you don't want to do it. And him looking at Claressa like, damn, not making me kiss your ass. And so the first kiss was so uncomfortable that thank God Papoose was thinking. And he was thinking, no, she already got dragged. The last time I wouldn't kiss her. So after that first uncomfortable kiss, he quickly went in for another one, but that one looked uncomfortable too. So people ran with that. So people got all kind of what's the word? All kind of content on the whole Claressa Papoose thing. Now, the one thing I do disagree with, a lot of people are like, Papoose don't want her, and she'll be devastated if he drops her. That's another reason he's hanging around, because she can't, the way she acts and how she ain't never had no man before, she would lose it. Claressa would be just fine if Papoose were to leave. Don't fall for that. You know why? Because Claressa is getting just as much of what she wants out of that relationship than Papoose is allegedly, which they say for him it's money. Claressa likes being on his shoulder, always in the limelight, always, in the camera, always being able to pop off. She loves that. If he were to leave, she would be just fine. Claressa ain't that damn weak. Matter of fact, I don't think she's weak at all. Claressa knows what she's doing. I don't feel like, I did kind of feel bad when he wouldn't kiss her, but Claressa knows what she's doing. She's getting just as much out of it as he is. And if he were to leave, she'd probably find another dude that she would see. She don't want the kind that she was engaged to, a lesser known, very, very soft spoken, not enough like street kind of persona. That's what she likes, So if he were to leave, she'll find another one, especially now that she's hot. Everybody knows who she is. She'll find another one, so she'll be fine. But yeah, a lot of people are getting content talking about how Papoose don't want her. And I'm going to be honest with you, something's definitely going on. He definitely is giving me a vibe that he's kind of over it. But then again, they've been together long enough. What, do you still want him to constantly be smiling? I knew when they first got together, all that smiling, ain't nobody smiling that damn much. Especially no nigga from Brooklyn who ain't got a whole bunch of money in his pocket. Like, I never bought it. All that damn smiling, no. So he's finally tired of it. I'm sure both their jaws hurt from all of that fake smiling they've been doing for the last couple of months. And maybe this is just Papoose being himself now, But if he is using her, we'll know. It'll come to light, But that's all. Have a good day, everyone. Enjoy the fights this weekend.